question. What about Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden? Why didn't they attack this particular problem? And of course, the answer is clear. They had no courage. See, it takes courage to undo an injustice that has existed for this many years under many administrations. And only Mr. Trump has that courage. And then secondly, unlike Mr. Trump, these other presidents don't possess the negotiation skills which the president brought with him from the business world into running the United States government. And then the fact that one of President Trump's major priorities is to close the $2 trillion trade gap shows his integrity. Not only did he promise during his campaign he would do this, he's doing it. Promises made, promises kept, which shows his integrity, honesty. And let me say that this was not only his promise to the American people. How about solving the border problem, which he brought under control within about a month after returning to the Oval Office? And may I add that he made it clear, very clear, that he would conduct what with the largest deportation of illegal immigrants. It's no surprise. But boy, how the liberals love to make things so complicated and surround their cases with lie after lie as they connect any situation to the president. They are just obsessed with that kind of behavior. And I say ungodly behavior because when these protesters entered City's church in Minneapolis, that was ungodly behavior. That was not approved under God. Decent people don't do that, regardless of the cause that they're promoting. Decent people don't interrupt a church service. And once again, when Don Lemon entered the church proclaiming himself to be a journalist covering a news event, he aided and abetted in that sin. When the protesters recognized him, that simply added fuel to the fire. And that's exactly why I referred to him the other day as being an agitator. A decent journalist doesn't engage in that kind of behavior. In fact, a decent journalist would not even enter that church and cover that kind of fiasco. The church belongs to God, as I said the other day, and it means it belongs to Him. Christians have the full right to worship in peace, and the church is one of the few places that I can find where people can come together in peace, and that peace should not be interrupted. Now, let me hasten to emphasize that the invasion of that church service wasn't solely because of what is being done about illegal immigration. Attacking Christianity has no limits. After all, it was Lemon who said he didn't like their brand of Christianity, as though we're supposed to have different brands of Christianity. These same individuals try to diminish the truth found in the Old Testament, telling us the Old Testament is no longer relevant to the times in which you live. We heard that proclamation made right here on Talkline when I highlighted sexual sins described in that book that are with us today. But the excuse was given that because of certain customs that are practiced in that day that don't take place today, then the entire Old Testament can be thrown in the trash can. I mean, after all, Jim Hogsett should not be getting on the radio and highlighting sexual sins that are upheld by people like Kamala Harris that was promoting such sin even to the extent of marching in a pride parade. In other words, political expediency is more important than the Word of God. My goodness gracious. So once again this morning, I highlight all of this for all the Christians listening to this program so that all of us can keep our antennas high, because I'm going to tell you, as Christians, there's someone willing to invade our lives with deceitfulness. Give them credit. Give them credit. These representatives of Satan, they're smart. They're so smart in the way they twist the truth. In fact, that's why the Bible says they will come as wolves dressed in sheep clothing. No wonder that they try to make us think right is wrong and wrong is right. Be careful, folks, because this is a trick that's played by the first-class con artists, and that's how you will recognize them and their evil behavior. Have a wonderful day, Mr. Harry. God bless you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. 222-92241. House of the Devil. One got in the face of a small child and yelled, "Do you know your parents are Nazis? They are going to burn in hell." As Mr. Lemon conceded on camera, the goal of this trespass was to traumatize, and that mission was accomplished. Can you believe, this is me, can you believe he said that? It was to traumatize, and it was accomplished. Prosecutors say that Mr. Lemon participated in planning sessions for what the insurgents called Operation Pull-Up. If true, this would make him a co-conspirator and active participant. The scheme sent infiltrators to pose as worshipers to deploy in advantageous positions before the reinforcements arrived, maximizing the chaos. As the operation continued, Defendant Lemon acknowledged the nature of it by expressing a surprise that the police hadn't yet arrived at the church, and admitted knowing that the whole point of the operation was to disrupt. Mr. Lemon may soon find that the constitutional right to free speech isn't a get out of jail free card that authorizes one individual to trample the rights of others. Liberals tend to forget that religious freedom appears ahead of press freedom in the First Amendment. Radical liberals see no problem with antagonizing church attendees because Planned Parenthood facilities are the only sanctuaries that they recognize. Under this premise, Democrats and a handful of Republicans created the FACE Act to prevent interference with the sacrifices conducted in these secular temples. Merely praying for lost souls too near one of the shrines became a federal crime. Making the best out of a bad law, a few sensible lawmakers inserted a companion provision prohibiting obnoxious behavior inside a church. Mr. Lemon and his comrades face charges under that section, along with the count of conspiracy against rights. This is reasonable. Congregants having nothing to do with immigration enforcement had their Sunday ruined, and one was injured while fleeing. Compared that with the way President Biden administration used conspiracy against rights. Douglas Mackey faced his felony count for posting a meme mocking Hillary Clinton on X. The difference between a legitimate prosecution and a political one is that the polarized prosecution lacks a victim, and none was found. The Justice Department confiscated Mr. Mackey's passport, forced him to post $50,000 bond. He is not a former television anchor with millions of dollars in the bank and able to write big checks without a second thought. By contrast, Mr. Lemon was sprung without bail and allowed to go on a 5-star holiday in France. Mr. Lemon isn't a victim of a politicized prosecution. He is the beneficiary of a politicized judiciary that sympathizes with its perpetrators. Justice officials asked 2 Minnesota federal magistrates to approve arrest warrants for the instigators. The government believes swift moves were necessary to avoid repeated attacks. When the soft on crime jurists refused, the feds convened a grand jury. After reviewing the evidence, the jurors agreed that a crime had been committed. Unlike New York City and Washington, the citizenry in Minnesota's federal district is politically balanced. Defendants will have a chance to convince their peers that they are innocent. All right, 222-9224, talk line.
I humbly ask for your support for re-election as Sheriff of Alamance County. I pledge to continue to serve you with honor, integrity, and professionalism.
This ad was paid for by the Johnson for Sheriff Campaign Committee.
And your hometown radio station, WBAG. Alamance County Crime Stoppers was founded in 1982. Crime Stoppers encourages members of the community to assist local law enforcement agencies in the fight against crime by overcoming the 2 key elements that inhibit community involvement: fear and apathy. Crime Stoppers provides a telephone number, 336-229-7100, a mobile app, P3 Tips, and web tips to encourage citizens in the community to volunteer vital information helpful to law enforcement agencies to fight against crime. Alamance County Crime Stoppers has cleared thousands of cases and recovered over $1 million worth of drugs and stolen property. Crime Stoppers pays a cash reward up to $2,500 for tips that lead to an arrest or solving a case. Callers can remain anonymous and are eligible to receive a cash reward if the information leads to an arrest or grand jury indictment of a felony offender. Your donation is critical to the ongoing efforts of Crime Stoppers to make our homes, businesses, and community a safer and more enjoyable place to live and work. Checks can be made out to Alamance County Crime Stoppers and sent to 267 West Front Street, Burlington, 27217.
As they were envisioned in the beginning of this country, we were gonna provide money for the United States of America. Founding fathers were using tariffs. Well, it didn't work. That just didn't work. So they had to come up with another way. So if you talk about tariffs in the traditional way as a quasi tax, they don't work. It just doesn't work. But that's not what's going on. And this story that was in that was in the Wall Street Journal, and it was by Larry Kudlow. He was saying, yeah, I was wrong. What I said was that these tariffs wouldn't work used in the traditional way. That's not what Trump is doing. He said what Trump is doing is using these as a way to get people to treat us fairly. They're saying we're going to charge these tariffs at 25, 50, 100%, whatever it is, if you don't do this and this and this and this. And what's happened is because other countries are so determined not to be charged these tariffs, they want to work a deal, and that's what has happened. These deals, as these deals came along, many of the traditional economists thought that it was going to be traditional tariffs, and that's not what it is. It's a hammer over the heads of people who aren't treating us fairly. You charge us 25% tariff, we're going to charge you 25%. Oh, you'd be willing to go down to 10? Okay, we'll go down to 10. That's how this is being used, and it's working. Now, he asked the question, why didn't Bush or Clinton or Obama or Biden use tariffs in the same way? Well, there were business people telling them that they could do that, but because they're not traditional business people, they just continued, all of those people, Democrats and Republicans, continued, Reagan the same way, continued to see these tariffs as nothing but taxes. That didn't work when the Founding Fathers decided to use them, and they won't work again. Well, if you use them as taxes, they're not going to work. That's true. Absolutely. So what these traditional economists thought was going to happen hasn't happened.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta love
I
it.
just said it.
The dog was happy when he went out this morning. It wasn't cold like it had been being. He's still sitting on the porch up in the chair looking. He's watching the birds, that come in and eat the feed. Every now and then he'll look through the kitchen window and be like, okay, I'm here. He don't say anything, but he's here.
Yep.
And I know he wants back in, but he'll be just fine. He's got his winter coat on.
You want a sandwich out the chicken?
But look here.
Oh, wait. Those speakers right there, they're going to get wet.
I think, it's just my personal opinion, of course, that,
Here, I need some water right there.
South
I ain't got no
America
cold water for the night.
and North America are tied together. Been tied together for a long time. The Americans, they call it. Well, look here. Well, now we done changed from Mexico to the Gulf of America. Well, that means that we have to expand. Not because we want to, because we have to. Yeah, finish him up, please. Put him on the plate. We got sausage and eggs cooking this morning. We just need to go ahead, and the American people need to accept. They need to go ahead and accept that Donald Trump is their president, and he's trying to do everything he can to save the United States from being like South America. But at the same time, in his mind, he is thinking maybe we can change South America to be more like North America.
Pull it out the bound.
He's hinted about Canada, talked about Greenland a little
Pull
bit.
it out the bound.
Now all these places out there that need our help. And at the same time, we need some of what they got too. Now, in Cuba's part of this. Now, you look at the big picture all the way out, from Alaska on around everywhere, and you see how all this is tied together in one big mess. See, it's all tied together, except for Greenland. A little water between it and us. But, we need to take South America and just make it part of America. Now, I knew you was going to laugh as soon as I said that, but you got to understand.
That's sort of like the same thing. It's like the same thing of President Trump saying that make Canada another state. I laughed when he said that too because I didn't think it was real. I thought you were being facetious.
But now in his mind, now Harry, you have to get a step above where me and you at right now, and we got to be up in the leadership position of somebody. And Trump knows how to become a billionaire. And his ideas has so far been working. We got to get the radicals to go somewhere else because they don't want change. They just want chaos. And for some reason or another, the Democrats are not happy unless somebody dies somewhere.
I think that's wrong. I don't think it has anything to do with that.
Well,
I think they're not happy until they have power. And see, they're out of power, and they'll do whatever it takes. And all sorts of things bad, some of them bad, happen when you're out of power. That's all they care about. They just want to be in power. That's all.
When somebody dies, that gives them room to cause chaos and wreak havoc all over the United States with all these groups that they're in charge of. But now, look here. Now, if we want South America, here's what we have to do. We have to take all the Democrats in Congress, and we'll just leave that half of the House empty and send them on down to South America and let them straighten out the southern end, and Republicans will straighten out the northern end.
See, now, how can I believe that? You're just being facetious.
And we'll meet them in that middle, Harry. We'll meet them in the middle.
We won't. We need to leave them alone. We need to leave them alone and take care of our business. That's what we need to do.
That little strip of water down there, the ships travel through, in Panama down there. And we'll meet them at that strip, and we'll give them 10 years or so. All the Democrats, let them move down there, and we'll see if their plan has worked or not. Now, that would be giving them free reign, right? They'd have their own, because South America is as big as the United States. So, it's bigger maybe.
Yeah, good luck.
They'd have
Good luck with that.
to melt down.
Good luck with that.
Well, but just a thought, Harry.
Well, good luck with it. It's like making Canada a state. Good luck with
Well,
that.
you telling me in your wildest dreams, Harry, you have not sat back and thought about this stuff already?
Absolutely not. Not one minute.
Oh, come on, Harry. Come on. Don't even go there.
Not 1 minute. I think about things that can happen, that we can really do. Do I think that Canada is going to become a state? No. And I thought he was kidding when he was talking about Greenland, but he wasn't. But that was ignorance on my part because I didn't know the history.
Well, yeah,
I didn't know the history of Greenland. We tried to buy it several times. So he knew the history. I didn't. But he didn't really want to buy Greenland. All he wanted to do was get a deal, and that's how he does it. That's how he gets deals. It hasn't worked with Canada yet, and you hear me say that. But it has worked with others.
But you got to give the process time because Trump's eliminating stuff out there that these people need.
Well, I don't care how much time you need. South America ain't going to become America. That's just the way it is. It's not going to happen.
Ain't, Harry. You can't. That's an improper word.
It ain't not.
It ain't not. Okay, well, let me run one more thing about you, and then I'll go on my merry way.
All right.
When you hear the song Pretty Woman, when it first comes on, and you hear them 8 or 10 notes, what do you think in your mind?
I think of Roy Orbison. He's the one singing it.
That's That's a good answer, Harry.
That's what I
But we know you're telling a story.
No,
So
I'm
go
not
ahead.
telling a
Go
story.
on with it. Go on with your story.
You go on with yours. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you.
Thank you, Harry.
I answered my question.
Yeah.
You
All
answer
right,
yours.
give it to me.
So
Let me-
what? What are you getting at?
Oh, well, I mean, you know, most American men, when they hear that song, they think about their woman.
And yeah, and I'm thinking about Roy Orbison who's singing it, and he's
Well, yeah.
made
you
$1
think
billion
about-
off that one song that
Something
he
wrong
wrote.
there, Harry. Something wrong there.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one, Harry.
You too. All right, 222-9224. And he was just he was not serious. He just wanted to see what kind of a reaction he would get. That's one of the things that he does. Now, I don't like that. I think it seems to work for him in many ways. Sometimes it doesn't. It hasn't worked for Canada yet. They're still mad at us. They're one of our closest friends, and they're mad at us because of all this kind of stuff. Now, when he said he was going to buy Greenland, I thought that he was just joking about that. He was not actually joking about that. If there were an opportunity to buy it, he would.
You are listening to the citizens of Alamance County, Burlington, North Carolina. You're listening to Gnostic 5 Senses Knowledge, Kings and Queens Entertainment Education. And now let's pause for a spiritual message for the chosen one.
I know you felt it, that gnawing sensation in your gut that something isn't quite right, those moments where things don't add up but you talk yourself out of questioning because you want to believe the best in people. Those moments where things don't add up but you talk yourself out of questioning because you want to believe the best in people. Your lion heart is generous and loyal, sometimes to a fault, and someone has been taking advantage of that beautiful quality. The cards are showing me that an explosion of truth is imminent, something that's going to shake the foundation of what you thought you knew about a person. The cards are showing me that an explosion of truth is imminent, something that's going to shake the foundation of what you thought you knew about a person. Pulled 10 cards for you, and they're telling a story of conflict, deception, impulsive energy, difficult choices, and ultimately a revelation so complete that it will change everything.
This family member knows they ruined everything because they chose the wrong side. This family member knows they ruined everything because they chose the wrong side. They sided with your enemy because they chose the wrong side. Instead of siding with you, they sided with your enemy. Instead of reflecting on everything you did for them and how you showed up consistently in their life. And they know you felt the disconnect. You felt how they abandoned you and took the other person's side. And they realize they ruined it between you two. Things will never be the same ever again. They believe the lies about you. Instead of reflecting on everything you did for them and how you showed up consistently in their life. And they know you felt the disconnect. And they know you felt the disconnect. You felt how they abandoned you and took the other person's side. And they realize they ruined it between you two. Things will never be the same ever again. Who is always there. Instead of choosing you, who was always there, who always celebrated their wins and took the other person's side. And they realized things will never be the same ever again. Things will never be the same ever again. Instead of choosing you, who was always there, who always celebrated their wins and always came through for them, they chose to believe your enemy. Instead of choosing you, who was always there, who always celebrated their wins and always came through for them, they chose to believe your enemy. Your enemy is a great liar and a manipulator and has a way with their words. And they just made it seem like you were this villain, you were not the person you claimed to be, and that you were hiding your true self and your true intentions. And this family member fell for the deception. They fell for the lies. And it's their fault. And this family member fell for the deception. They fell for the lies. And it's their fault. They fell for the lies. And it's their fault because you gave them plenty of evidence otherwise. You showed them that you're a great person to have in their corner. You were always there to support them, even when other family members were gossiping about them and saying nasty things about them. You were always defending them in their absence. This is why this hurt you. The fact that this family member chose someone foreign over you, and this family member fell for the deception. Fell for the deception. They fell for the lies. You showed them that you're a great person to have in their corner. You were always there to support them, even when other family members were gossiping about them and saying nasty things about them. You were always defending them in their absence. This is why this hurt you. The fact that this family member chose someone foreign over you was really hurtful, and you never expected this family member to do this to you. And this family member now knows they chose the wrong side, and they regret it. But the damage is done. And this family member now knows they chose the wrong side, and they regret it. But the damage is done. They abandoned you at your worst time, and instead of supporting you, they went and supported your enemy and actually gave your enemy information about you. They abandoned you at your worst time, and instead of supporting you, they went and supported your enemy and actually gave your enemy information about you. This was a major betrayal in your eyes, and although you forgave them, things will never be the same between you two ever again. They know they should have trusted you because you never gave them a reason not to. And they know that. They know they should have trusted you because you never gave them a reason not to. They know they ruined this thing between you two, and it's not your fault at all. You have every right to keep your distance from this family member because they abandoned you at your worst moment, and they know that, and they have to live with their decision. That's the end of the message.
Before I even start this reading, I need to take a breath because what I'm about to share with you is weighing heavy on my heart, and I'm interpreting the energy I see in these cards. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Asked what Leo needs to know right now, so charged with revelation and upheaval that I actually had to pause before pulling them. What I'm picking up is that you're standing at the edge of a massive shift, and there's someone in your orbit who has been performing a role, showing you a carefully constructed version of themselves while hiding their true intentions. I know you've felt it, that gnawing sensation in your gut that something isn't quite right, those moments where things don't add up but you talk yourself out of questioning because you want to believe the best in people. Your lion heart is generous and loyal, sometimes to a fault, and someone has been taking advantage of that beautiful quality. That an explosion of truth is imminent, something that's going to shake the foundation of what you thought you knew about a person. I pulled 10 cards for you, and they're telling a story of conflict, deception, impulsive energy, difficult choices, and ultimately a revelation so complete that it will change everything. Even though this truth might sting, it's actually liberating you from a dynamic that's been draining your light. This card shows 5 figures with wands raised, seemingly in battle, but when you look closely, they're not really fighting each other effectively. They're just creating chaos without purpose or direction. What I'm sensing here is that you've been caught in the middle of unnecessary drama and conflict that feels exhausting and pointless. This could be showing up as workplace tension where egos are clashing and nothing productive is happening. They're not really fighting each other effectively. They're just creating chaos without purpose or direction. What I'm sensing here is that you've been caught in the middle of unnecessary drama and conflict that feels exhausting and pointless. This could be showing up as workplace tension where egos are clashing and nothing productive is happening, or social circle drama where people are competing for attention and status instead of supporting each other, or even internal conflict where different parts of you are at war about what you should do or how you should feel. The energy around this feels deliberately chaotic, and that's what caught my attention.
You was talking about the tariffs. What Trump's doing, he's using that for a tool. The best way to put it, for equal trade agreement is what that's about.
And that's correct. He's not using it as a tax, which people are complaining. The traditional economics people were saying that it was going to be used as a tax and it would be a bad idea. It was a bad idea when the founding fathers had it. Well, that's not the way he's using it. You're correct. He's using it as a tool.
Yeah, for equal trade agreement, for other countries, And, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like we talked about it. If I owe you $1 and I need some change and you give me, you don't give me nothing back, as far as if I need some change or something, but, it's equal trade agreement is what it is. But I was listening to Barry a while ago, and he was talking about the sheriff. The sheriff's position is to uphold the law, as far as I know. I didn't know the sheriff. I might be wrong or be misunderstood, but the sheriff doesn't really have anything to do with the budget for the school system, does it?
No.
Yeah, but he was talking about Billy Clayton going to Raleigh and, getting stuff straightened out, even budget for the school system, but that's not his category right there, so I was a little bit confused about that. Maybe you can highlight on that or something.
Well, I think what Barry was saying was that that he saw that Billy Clinton said we were going to figure out how to get money. One of the ways to get money from the lottery. Maybe if there's any money for that, that's going for the schools. So I don't think there's any money there. But finding money that we can get so it doesn't have to come out of your pocket. I think that's what he was talking about. And I don't have any problem with that. Now, one of the problems that I've had with government money, state, federal money, is it has strings attached to it. Now, there's some administrators, and the sheriff is an administrator. He has people under him that do law enforcement and all that kind of stuff. But he has to run the jail. He has to run the sheriff's department. He has to decide all these things. Understanding what law enforcement is all about, I think, is a good thing. So I think that it's a multi-position job. You've got to be a manager of like a business, like the sheriff's department. You got to understand what the police powers are and all that kind of stuff. So it's a multi-position. So there's lots of things, but finding other money that they don't have to take out of your pocket, I'm all for that, as long as it doesn't have too many strings attached to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's my next question. You got federal and state taxes. You got grants and stuff that you can apply for and get it. But who pays?
Yeah, it comes out of you.
Who pays? Whose pocket does that come?
It comes right out of your pocket. What I was talking about is doesn't come out of the local part of the taxes that you pay. It would come out of the state and federal taxes that you pay, but not the local tax. He's trying to avoid raising local taxes. I mean, I think that was what he was. Yeah, I mean, he can speak for himself. I'm just telling you what that is. But yeah, I know the government. Just remember this. You and I have talked about this many times. The government doesn't have any money. They don't have anything. Where does the money come from that state, local, and federal government runs everything that they do? It comes out of your pocket, the taxpayer's pocket. That's where it comes from. Taxpayers are producing all of this money whether you're an individual taxpayer like me, or you run a business, or you run a gigantic nonprofit, if you have to pay any money and you're not, it all comes out of the pockets of the people. That's where it comes from. Or businesses, out of the pocket of business, but that's people as well.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you sit down and figure up what all you pay tax on, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, I think
times you are taxed, So.
I mean, just think about it. I mean, if you're the average person, pays 20% for federal tax, they pay 7% for state tax, they pay another 4% for individual taxes, they pay road taxes on every gasoline tank, they pay taxes off the food tax that people that charge at the sales tax and all. When you add all that stuff up, most people are paying pretty close to 50%. Now, I think that's too much. I just think 50% is too much.
Yeah, you're taxed today. Just ask Tom Jones about it when he comes on the radio. He'll laugh and make a joke about it, but he'll tell you exactly like it is.
Yeah, and he used to work for the IRS. He's an enrolled agent, so he knows he knows about what the IRS is doing. So there you go.
Oh yeah. But anyway, let me get off here. Right. That's my little 2 cent worth in, and I'll let somebody else. Y'all have a good day.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Local government doesn't have any money. Federal government doesn't have it. They get it all from someplace else. I mean, they move it around a lot, but you can, if you want to say, well, that's federal money, that doesn't count. Yes, it does. Federal money counts. Where do you think they get that from? That's what he was trying to tell you. Where do they get that from? They get it from you. The government doesn't have any money. And what we have to do is figure out how we're going to fund all the things that we do with money that we take from individual taxpayers and businesses. That's where it comes from. So, and if they take too much money from a business, guess what happens? The business goes out of business, and all those people that are paying taxes from their salaries have to go find a job somewhere else or go on unemployment. Where does all the money from unemployment come from? Out of your pocket. That's where it comes from. That's where we get all this money. What they're doing is using that as a lever to make sure that the Japanese, if they're going to charge us tariffs, and aren't going to let us sell our cars in Japan, that we'll just raise your tariff so that you have to pay more for cars that you send over here for us to buy. And they don't like that. And they say, oh, well, okay, we might consider letting you sell some cars here. And that's how you make the trade that we have with other countries fair. And one of the things that I think is so true about trade, and I think this is an important thing that everyone needs to know. This is very important, and I think that people like business folks, the business person in Donald Trump understands this really well, a whole lot more than we need them. Now, we need them. I'm not trying to say we don't, but everybody needs this market. There's not anybody that doesn't want American market because it is so gigantic. And let us sell cars in your country, talking to Japan. If you don't treat us fairly, we're going to raise our tariffs on your car, so it's going to cost you more money to sell your cars in the United States. And they don't want to do that, so they lower. They say, okay, you can sell cars in Japan, and we're going to let you do that, so please don't raise our tariffs anymore. And that's how you get the United States treated more fairly. What's happened with this particular situation of tariffs in the first Trump administration and now the second one, those tariffs are being used as a tool to get countries that were treating us badly to treat us right. I'll tell you about Occasions. Occasions is a great place to go for your lunch. Every Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. The folks down there Elois and all the nice people there ready for you to come on by. If you like a buffet lunch, you can come by and get a selection of meats and vegetables every day, a dessert table. They've got a wonderful salad bar. Their tea is incredible. They've got the best fried chicken, their macaroni and cheese made from scratch every day. All the desserts on the dessert table are homemade. Things like banana pudding, and cobbler, and pies, and cakes, just like Grandma used to make. Now, when they take the regular buffet down, at 2 o'clock on Friday, they start setting up for their big night. People come from miles around for soul food Friday night, 4 until 8 p.m. That's their big night, so come on by. You're going to need a couple of extra plates to get all the food. It's there at 286 East Front Street, downtown. Now, if you want to talk to Elois about catering an event, call her, 336-227-9887. It's Occasions downtown. Tell them that you heard us talking about them on Talkline. Glad to have you along. Hope you will give us a call.
The energy around this feels deliberately chaotic, and that's what caught my attention. Someone in your world has been stirring the pot, creating division and competition, keeping things messy and confusing because it serves their agenda. The energy around this feels deliberately chaotic, and that's what caught my attention. Someone in your world has been stirring the pot, creating division and competition, keeping things messy and confusing because it serves their agenda. When people are busy fighting each other or fighting within themselves, they're distracted from seeing what's really happening behind the scenes. I'm getting this strong intuitive hit that you've been dealing with manufactured conflict, arguments that seem to come out of nowhere, misunderstandings that get blown out of proportion, people suddenly having problems with each other when everything was fine before. This 5 of Wands is showing me that the chaos isn't natural, it's strategic. Is showing me that the chaos isn't natural, it's strategic. Is showing me that the chaos isn't natural, it's strategic. Is showing me that the chaos isn't natural, it's strategic. Someone benefits from keeping you in reactive mode. The chaos isn't natural, it's strategic. Someone benefits from keeping you in reactive mode, from keeping your energy scattered across multiple small fires instead of focused on the bigger picture. Your natural optimism and belief in people's potential has been weaponized against you. Your natural optimism and belief in people's potential has been weaponized against you. Your natural optimism and belief in people's potential has been weaponized against you. Your natural optimism and belief in people's potential has been weaponized against you. This is the person who texts you at 2 in the morning declaring how much they miss you and how special you are, makes elaborate plans for adventures together, sweeps you up in their enthusiasm and passion, and then goes completely silent for days or weeks without explanation. Makes elaborate plans for adventures together, sweeps you up in their enthusiasm and passion, and then goes completely silent for days or weeks without explanation. Your natural optimism and belief in people's potential has been weaponized against you. This person knows exactly what you want to hear, what lights up your Leo heart, what dreams and desires make you vulnerable, and they've been offering you cups filled with smoke and mirrors tailored specifically to your hopes. What's really difficult about this 7 of Cups energy is that the illusions are compelling. They're beautiful. They're exactly what you've been longing for, which makes it hard to accept that they're not real. The guidance here is to stop choosing from the options being presented to you and instead ask yourself what you're actually experiencing in concrete reality right now, not in some promised future. The Knight of Wands charged into this spread next, and the energy completely shifted into something restless and impulsive. This knight sits on a rearing horse, wand raised, ready to charge forward with passionate intensity, but zero planning or consideration of consequences. Charged into this spread next, and the energy completely shifted into something restless and impulsive. This knight sits on a rearing horse, wand raised, ready to charge forward with passionate intensity, but zero planning or consideration of consequences. Intense presence followed by total absence, grand declarations followed by zero follow-through, excitement that burns hot and fast and then leaves nothing but ash. If this is another person in your reading, they're charismatic and magnetic. They know how to make you feel like you're the only person in the world when they're focused on you, but that focus is temporary and shallow. They're chasing the high of new excitement, the thrill of pursuit, the rush of passion, but they have no interest in or capacity for the steady work of building something real. I'm sensing that you've been on this roller coaster for a while now, getting excited when they show up with intensity, feeling confused and hurt when they pull away, questioning whether you did something wrong, wondering if maybe this time will be different. Not about you or anything you did or didn't do. This is someone who lives for the spark but runs from the flame, who loves the idea of connection but can't handle the reality of commitment. If this night represents your own energy right now, it might be showing that you've been reacting to all the chaos and confusion by making impulsive decisions, chasing distractions, or staying constantly in motion to avoid sitting with uncomfortable truths. The cards are highlighting that this restless energy creates more instability instead of resolution. The Lover's card landed in the center of this spread, and I need you to really pay attention here because this isn't appearing as a romantic promise, it's appearing as a crossroads moment. The traditional imagery shows two figures with an angel blessing them from above, representing divine guidance in making choices that align with your highest path and deepest values. But what I'm picking up is that your observations are valid, your questions are legitimate, and your growing clarity is not imagination or overthinking. You're actually seeing more accurately now than you have in months, maybe longer. The sword represents mental clarity, the ability to discern truth from manipulation, fact from fantasy. Trust what you're noticing. Don't let anyone gaslight you into doubting your own perceptions or make you feel crazy for asking reasonable questions. Sword represents mental clarity, the ability to discern truth from manipulation, fact from fantasy. Trust what you're noticing. Don't let anyone gaslight you into doubting your own perceptions or make you feel crazy for asking reasonable questions. Your mind is working exactly as it should, protecting you by gathering information that your heart has been too generous to question. The World card emerged, and when I saw it, I felt this powerful surge of completion energy, like everything is about to come full circle in a way that brings total understanding. This is the final card of the major arcana, showing a figure dancing within a wreath, surrounded by symbols of the four elements, representing wholeness, achievement, and the end of a significant cycle. What clicked for me immediately is that you're approaching a moment of complete revelation, where all the pieces are going to fall into place and create one undeniable picture of truth. What's been done in darkness is coming into light, not because you're digging it up, but because it can't stay hidden anymore. The energy around this World card feels inevitable and divinely timed. This isn't something you're forcing or creating through confrontation. This is the natural conclusion of a cycle that's been building. What's been done in darkness is coming into light, not because you're digging it up, but because it can't stay hidden anymore. The universe has a way of ensuring truth emerges when the time is right. What's been done in darkness is coming into light, not because you're digging it up, but because it can't stay hidden anymore. The universe has a way of ensuring truth emerges when the time is right. And that time is now. And that time is now. What I'm sensing is that this completion will be both painful and liberating. What I'm sensing is that this completion will be both painful and liberating. This completion will be both painful and liberating. Liberating because you'll finally have the full truth and can make decisions based on reality instead of illusion. Painful because you might have to accept that someone you cared about or trusted has been fundamentally dishonest. Liberating because you'll finally have the full truth and can make decisions based on reality instead of illusion. The Wheel of Fortune spun into this reading, and I immediately felt the energy of fate and divine timing taking over. This card shows an ancient wheel turning in the heavens, with figures rising and falling on its rim, representing the cycles and changes that happen according to cosmic law rather than human will. What's coming through powerfully here is that events are about to unfold rapidly, circumstances are going to shift in ways you cannot control and didn't orchestrate, and truth is going to be revealed through what appears to be fate or coincidence, but is actually divine intervention. This card shows an ancient wheel turning in the heavens, with figures rising and falling on its rim, representing the cycles and changes that happen according to cosmic law rather than human will. What's coming through powerfully here is that events are about to unfold rapidly, circumstances are going to shift in ways you cannot control and didn't orchestrate, and truth is going to be revealed through what appears to be fate or coincidence, but is actually divine intervention. From what I'm interpreting, the universe is pressing fast forward on justice and consequences. Someone who has been operating in shadow, manipulating situations to their advantage, presenting false versions of themselves, is about to experience their own karma catching up. This isn't about revenge or you having to prove anything or expose anyone. The wheel turns on its own according to universal law, representing the cycles and changes that happen according to cosmic law rather than human will. What's coming through powerfully here is that events are about to unfold rapidly, circumstances are going to shift in ways you cannot control and didn't orchestrate, and truth is going to be revealed through what appears to be fate or coincidence, but is actually divine intervention. The universe is pressing fast forward on justice and consequences. Universe is pressing fast forward on justice and consequences. Someone who has been operating in shadow, manipulating situations to their advantage, presenting false versions of themselves, is about to experience their own karma catching up. This isn't about revenge or you having to prove anything or expose anyone. The wheel turns on its own according to universal law. What goes up must come down. What's been hidden will be revealed. What's been sown will be harvested. I'm getting this strong sense that you're about to witness poetic justice, watching someone's own actions and choices create consequences they cannot escape. This isn't just about you knowing the truth. This is about the truth becoming undeniable and public. The person who's been pretending won't be able to maintain their mask anymore because circumstances will force it off.
I've never seen the point in trying to fool another person. I really haven't. I mean, especially when God is looking at you. That is, to me, that's just when I'm ignorant. You're listening to Gnostic 5 Senses Knowledge, Kings and Queens Entertainment Education. Praise God, hallelujah. It's another day's journey ahead of us, brothers and sisters. Hallelujah to the Most High God. Hallelujah, praise the Most High for letting us see another day. With each day, we have to stay prayed up, because we know we got enemies that don't like us. We have lots of enemies, I know I do, that don't like me. But you know what? That's their problem, not mine. Because you see, I'm walking in the light. They're walking in the dark. So, if they fall, that's on them. If I fall, I can turn to the Most High God. If they fall, they have to turn to the devil, because that's what the devil wanted them to do anyway.
These are people that obviously misjudged you. Again, Ten of Swords to the distorted King of Wands, and it was because of everything this person did or said against you. Because they're showing you coming up here, there we go, is the Empress, right? Empress to the Knight of Cups. That Taurus Libra energy to more water energy. They want to come with a very little cup. That Taurus Libra energy to more water energy. They want to come with a very little cup, heart on their sleeve, to offer you, the collective, an apology for everything that they attempted to do with you. And I'm hearing for how it was they attempted to control your abundance. Please show me more on the Ten of Swords. Why is the Ten of Swords here? It was all about selfish wish fulfillment, Nine of Cups. But I'm also hearing now it's their Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, to try to have a brand new beginning with you. So it's still, again, it's that continual energy of don't know what you have until it's gone. He turned your back on you. It was most definitely a bullet dodged. He turned your back on you. It was most definitely a bullet dodged.
Lord, a bullet dodged indeed. I mean, I've been around some awful people in my life, but my God, this is unbelievable.
It's that continual energy of don't know what you have until it's gone. Turned your back on you. It was most definitely a bullet dodged. Tell me more about this King of Wands. What's going on with this individual today? Yeah, everything is ending for them. We have the world energy, represented by the 4 fixed signs: Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Leo. Everything in this person's world is ending today. Yeah, the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. Emotionally, this individual has nothing left to give. This is most definitely the other half of the karmic duo, the karmic couple. And if it's not one of those two energies, this is definitely someone that is karmically connected to one or both individuals that comprise the karmic duo, the karmic couple. I was told to say that. That's for someone, so I hope it resonates and makes sense for you. This individual has no options. And as I look to the upper cards, the 6 of Swords to the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Swords to the 7 of Cups. This individual, I just heard, is poop out of luck. Poop out of luck. Undergoing a multitude of backstabbings and betrayals, more air energy with the 10 of Swords, and they're absolutely wearing their heart on their sleeve right now. I'm looking at the Knight of Cups. I'm leaving the Knight of Cups where it is. But someone, actually, I heard there's a multitude of people that want to offer you or your person of interest, again, only take what resonates, an apology. These are people that obviously misjudged you. Energy looking at this is messy. The energy looking at this apology, it comes across as being desperate. It comes across as being desperate. These are people that obviously misjudged you. Again, across as being desperate. These are people that obviously misjudged you. Again, 10 of Swords to the distorted King of Wands, and it was because of everything this person did or said against you. And then we have the 6 of Cups. This person is gaining some wisdom surround something they attempted to gain from you in the past. Again, these readings have been feeling very specific. Tried to take something that didn't belong to them. And for that, they have been judged. They are undergoing some type of karma. It's gaining some wisdom surround something they attempted to gain from you in the past. Again, these readings have been feeling very specific. I feel that this is an individual you definitely could have been married to, maybe cohabitated with, had a close relationship. But someone tried to take something that didn't belong to them. But someone tried to take something that didn't belong to them. Something that didn't belong to them. But someone tried to take something that didn't belong to them. But someone tried to take something that didn't belong to them. And for that, they have been judged. Mentally does not know what to do. And the way that the energy is coming in, I feel that this individual, here it is, cannot manipulate their way out of the situation that they find themselves in. This is an individual right now who is trying to avoid some type of war. It's not coming in that way today. Tell me more about this King of Wands. What's going on with this individual today? We have the world energy represented by the 4 fixed signs. Yeah, everything is ending for them. We have the world energy represented by the 4 fixed signs. Everything in this person's world is ending today. Yeah, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They asked me to place it underneath the 6 of Swords, the 2 of Swords. Emotionally, this individual has nothing left to give to one or both individuals that comprise the karmic duo, the karmic couple. I was told to say that. That's for someone. So I hope this individual is still looking for options. This individual has no options.
The truth is coming out about, I feel your situation with this person. Okay, I feel your situation with this person. Okay, because they're getting a lot of pressure. Person's family, it feels like they're all attacking this person of the truth that's coming out about what they did to you. And I feel like, that's as it should be. Okay, people in their family are angry because the best thing they ever found is leaving them behind. Okay, you could be possibly a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They could be an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, or Virgo, Aries. Okay, but yeah, the secrets, or all the lies are being exposed. Their secrets are being exposed. Everything that they did to you, all the truth is coming out. I'm sorry, and a lot of regret, a lot of remorse, because they've been busted, because people now know the truth about what they did to you. This person could have made you look like a heartbreaker, or somebody who maybe was irresponsible or unmotivated. This is in the Chariot energy. You're moving forward at full force, okay? And you're moving on. And you could be, even for someone here, you could possibly be living like a luxurious lifestyle now. And you're just the things that you're doing and the way that you're living, okay? I feel like other people can see. Like the lies are obvious now, okay? Their lies, it's obvious now. Like the lies are obvious now, okay? Their lies, it's obvious now. And they're being questioned, and they're basically interrogated by now, okay? Their lies, it's obvious now. And they're being questioned, and they're basically interrogated, okay, about what they did to you. This is when they drop to their knees saying they're sorry, okay? And they're being shamed. Yeah, they're being shamed by. This is too many cards, but yeah, and I feel like this is this group angry with this person. Okay, this is a lot of gossip as well. Is this group angry with this person? Okay, this is a lot of gossip as well. Their family is so disgusted with the things that they said about you. They're realizing this person was actually, they were projecting. Those are things that they were saying about themselves, really. And they're disgusted. So this person's sisters are totally disgusted with how they treated you. So if this could be aunts, this feels like they're women. They don't even want to talk to them. They don't want to talk to them. Angry, big, mad. This person could have 3 sisters. Don't even want to talk to them. They don't want to talk to them. Angry, big, mad. This person could have 3 sisters because they like played you. And then they turned everybody's opinions against you. Talk to them. Angry, big, mad. This because they like played you. And then they turned everybody's opinions against you. They spread all kinds of lies about you and what happened. They turned everybody's opinions against you. have 3 sisters. Because they like played you, and then they turned everybody's opinions against you. They spread all kinds of lies about you and what happened. They turned everybody's opinions against you, and then they turned everybody's opinions against you. They spread all kinds of lies about you and what happened between you, okay? This person did not want to tell the truth because they didn't want to take the blame. They didn't want to be held accountable because they didn't want to take the blame. They didn't want to be held accountable between you, okay? This person did not want to tell the truth because they didn't want to take the blame. They didn't want to be held accountable, okay? But now the truth is so obvious. It's obvious that this person was lying. And their family, especially if you're a woman, the other women in this person's family are just appalled and disgusted by what they did and how long they let it go on, and how, they treated you, or they tried to make you look like they looked like the guilty one. The other women in this person's family are just appalled and disgusted by what they did and how long they let it go on, and how long they let it go on, and how, they treated you, or they tried to make you look like they looked like the guilty one. Oof. Their whole family is judging them for what they did to you. Judging them for what they did to you. Okay? Everyone is now starting to turn on this person in their inner circle. They're losing their support group. They're being called a liar. Everyone is now starting to turn on this person. They're being called a liar. Like, people could even be getting in their face here. You could be a Gemini, they could be a Gemini, you could be a Cancer, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, possibly Scorpio. Yeah. I feel like they're being told to get out. But this is what they were trying to do, is plan, plot, and strategize against a star. Okay? I feel like they're being told to get out. But this is what they were trying to do, is plan, plot, and strategize against a star. Plan, plot, and strategize against a star. Okay? Against somebody who is very innocent. Somebody who is having a victory, right? People can see too, especially with the star energy, you're peaceful, you're calm, you're sweet, you're kind, you're giving.
The 1-minute vision fix.
Gnostic 5 senses knowledge, kings and queens, entertainment, education. Get it, baby, get it.
My Lord skin is ready for that. Yes, he is. Ready for that. He's getting us ready. For that. When the saints from every nation get together, we gonna have a good time. When we get it glory, we gonna tell the story. The shore bells will be ringing. The angels will be singing. When all the saints from every nation get together, we gonna have a good time. Oh my Lord, what a time. He's making up his number for that great day. Oh, he's making up his number for that My Lord is ready for that. My Lord is ready for that. Getting us ready for that. When all the saints of every nation get together, we're gonna have a good time. When we get in glory, we're gonna share the joy bells, the angels will be singing. When all the saints of every nation get together, we're gonna have a good time. Oh my Lord, what a time. When you're down and out, lift up your head and shout. There's gonna be a great day. Angels in the sky promise that by and by there's gonna be a great day.